InShalla and Ashe. Better late than never, right? So today is Thursday, July 22nd, and the daily snippet is actually brought to you by your sacred love story. As we begin the journey of our own personal etheric or sacred heart, is kind of, I see it as the etheric. And I've coined this loving the skin that you are in. So we're going to cascade into our heart center as we really journey into climbing into our skin. And our prime directive is going to become very heart centric. So be sure to create yourself a love the skin you're in heart centric journal. But with all of that, let's first start with the element of the day in the 4 pillars, the energy of the day. And you can see in the 4 pillars for today, we're in a very yin atmosphere again, or temperature once again. And we also have the full moon on the rise, which the moon is actually yin energy. It's a yin quality, where the sun is more yang. And we're at the end degrees of the Capricorn moon energy as well. As the moon, it moves through, usually it stays in for 2 days. But enough of that. Let's just dive in. So it's a Yin, Xin, or a Yin Metal day master for the energy of today. So that's like refined mineral or metal. And are you so proud of me? Look at me. I'm just coming in like as I am right now. And I'm going to the dermatologist later to get some stuff burned off. So I'm going to be looking really great tomorrow as the blisters start coming out. But so back to the yin metal, going off on a tangent. It's like silverware that's been taking its from its original form and refined to become a fine dining kind of utensil instead of like wood or plastic, which plastic is never a good idea. But today I would absolutely bring in the yang element of water. That's water that's actually moving water. Yin water would be like a lake or a pond, and yang is like a river, a creek, or a bubbling spring. So there's different frequencies and energies. But today we actually have enough earth in those branches. We got 2 goats and the ox. And that energy actually supports the day master. So, the fire is actually hidden wealth in the branches with wood. It's like wood is like the storage or the container at the bottom there. So actually get in the flow today of what your inner heart wants on your journey to inner self-love. So for myself, I am rebooting my nutrition quotient. I've been eating not so healthy for a few months, or not eating at all, which ultimately isn't very loving to my inner or the skin I'm in or my outer body, because we are reflective. So I will be recalibrating my nutrition quotient with green smoothies and fruits. So you'll probably be seeing me drinking them during my show. And what happens is it just starts detoxing the inner debris of my inner world or in the world to be more affectionate on the inside of myself. Gives more energy, like greens are nourishers, fruits are cleansers. And another aspect of my sacred heart journey for myself to loving the skin I am in, these are just things I'm just giving you examples, is I want to get back into my exercise routine to at least 4 days a week. I used to be at 5 or 6, but I'm only a 2-day experience of exercising. My regular routine took a dive last year through the experience. So I only at 2 days, which is, I'm grateful for that. It's better than nothing, but I know 4 is just my better octave of taking care of myself. So it's time to just upcycle in that area well. So during your journey to your own personal sacred heart, I want you to muse about where in your heart can you upcycle your self-love narrative. And really only pick one thing that you want to become a ritual or a habit in the next, I would say 40 plus 1 days, because that just kind of locks it all in. And each day I'm going to give you something to muse about and shift in your personal love story. So today I really just want you to pick one thing where you want to like pour more self-love, self-nurturing into the essence of your being. But as far as like for the energy of today, we have water. So water really brings in our inner peace to our being. So you want to get into the flow or the movement, write down a new narrative, create a mantra. Also, contemplating what happiness or joy is for you, what lights your fire, where's your passion. And just recognize that love truly is the essence of Creator, and we are all little star grids of love. We have our own inner light story. So it's the realm of the galactic universe. It's our personal star grid, our personal story. And just being able to connect with the source and just knowing that you are connected, not separate, is really the initial place actually to be. So love is a space and a power that really you don't need words really to feel into. You know in your heart if you're in love with whatever it is. And I mean, for myself, I remember my first love and how this person had what's called his moon eyes, which at the time I didn't think about it much, but it was just the way he looked at me as if I wasn't real and I was magical or unattainable. It was kind of, it was interesting. But everything in the intangible and the tangible realms is literally powered by love and the force of love, the nature of it. So if you have no love for what you are doing, then there is the power or force that creates the object or thing. If you don't have that essence of it, it lacks the power, it lacks the spark. So creating your personal heart garden or your star grid is actually absolutely personal to each and every one of us, to our essence. So your spirit and your soul. So we are all made from galactic love, or the fires to the waters of the womb. And we're made into flesh on the earth. And what happens is we become conditioned to the physical more than the spiritual realms. And it actually creates the chaos. So connecting to our star story, the essence of our spirit gets kind of side-winded or side-winded. So we are absolute love in the flesh. And there are different aspects to our love channel. And going into the heart, it's like we are going to renew our subscription to a higher frequency channel of that frequency or that love vibration. So I would take time to be alone, give yourself personal space to get in your own zone, your own prime directive. And you really might need to be alone for a few hours and, contemplate your love story. So sit back outside of yourself and see, kind of muse about your parents and ask yourself if you want that love story. And, what did your mom do day to day just to nurture her own love for herself? My mom was, she did all kinds of funny things, actually. She was an amazing cook, and I know that was really nurturing for her. She's since transcended or transitioned into the other realms. And you can also ask that of your dad. My dad loves to tinker on cars. He just loves that. Even today, he still builds engines, different than motors, by the way. So, we learn our love narrative from our parents, our mentors, society, etc. And, what that is. And most of the time, it's really doesn't resonate with us. And a lot of times it's not what is said. It is actually truly what is felt or what we see. It's our senses. So for me, I'm really in a space of shifting my inner musings, the thoughts that literally create my narrative, my story. So shifting my personal narrative on my attitude about my career and really what that really looks like. I've been asking myself, like, what is a holistic shamedium? I bet other people ask that too. And what is the love story in that narrative? Or what does it feel like? Is my ego resisting the shift? And where are my boundaries? Are they in line with my love story or not in love with my inner love story, whatever that is? And really, I love to spend time alone and be alone and actually reflect. Or who is in my field that might need to exit due to a negative narrative. So energy really never lies, right? So cleaning out the cobwebs of the closet is kind of a thing, and coming out of the closet with new skin, it just shifts the intuitive story for a future story that, you're getting this recalibration of the life that you really want to live. So literally getting off of the fear train. Another idea, to put into action maybe is for these 40 plus 1 days is really stop watching mainstream media. I kind of had to like tell people I couldn't go down the rabbit hole. I don't want to participate in the chaos. And quite frankly, to me, it's heart sinking. It's not heart vibrating. So, go out to nature and nurture your inner self. Try doing that for 40 plus 1 days. And just doing that one thing actually removes aspects that really promote fear. So I want you to really just sit with yourself and connect with your heart center. Your prime directive, the best thing actually to do is to actually put your left hand on your heart because it's going to bring the spirit aspects in. Where in my love story do I need to recalibrate my inner journey to really love the skin I'm in? Do I need to shift my thoughts about myself? Do I need to change my feelings? So it's like, where in my inner love story do I need to transform? So again, myself, I'm upcycling my attitude about love to my inner self through nutrition and movement. Honestly, don't choose too many things because you can't get off the bike. You become too scattered. So I would probably write down 10 things that you want to recalibrate in your love story, and ask your heart center, and then possibly just pick the top two. Grounding, protecting, things just resonating in the earth plane, giving yourself inner strength and revitalizing your purpose and eliminating all those energetic blocks. It's going to like really stimulate growth to your love story. So today, our throat center is actually activated today. So spiritual truths are really the narrative. And blue, you probably can't tell that this shirt is blue. It's actually a dark blue. Blue is going to activate our throat center. It can be shades from blue to green and also blue to indigo. And the angelic beings for today is Raziel, which I'm super excited about. Raziel is like the secrets of God universe. And this angelic being knows all the secrets, the mysteries of the universe that hold those hidden secrets or messages for humanity. And just having the knowledge to assist us in the physical realm with our pathway to success, or what that even looks like. So you can really call in Raziel if you need answers to what's like holding you back or stopping you from moving forward in the earth realm. So he's like the speaker of the divine soul, or the divine aspect of the soul. So in working with, the prime directive of spirit energy from source and the soul, like where we've already been. And Jeremial is the mercy of God. So this angelic being, it's the being of emotional issues. And I really love Jeremial for a few reasons. Because a lot of us aren't even in sync with how our emotions, sometimes we get off tangent. But as an angelic being, he assists us in overcoming our past thoughts and, seeking the mercy of the source of really God universe, what that looks like. So he helps us to take a dive into our past lives and kind of reviewing our wrongdoings or our not so healthy things that we might have done in another timeline or this one, and learn new lessons, and really just like putting those up on the altar or praying to God universe for forgiveness, whatever that looks like, for self or others. He really just wants us to realize that God universe ultimately has a better plan for us in our heart story. Even though he's associated with death, death is sometimes the end of a past, so we can recalibrate a new birth for the future. So, and what's super fun for today, I've decided to utilize a card deck called the Love Pack, since I want us to recalibrate our loving of the skin we're in. I pulled it from this love deck, and honestly, I might actually keep this love deck for the first 10 days, I guess, of this inner soul journey, this inner narrative, but it's play and then luck. So it's a super fun card, really, when you think about it. It's returning to play. It's got a slide there. We've got, creating this happy, jovial flow. It's kind of refreshing and renewing. You can see the clouds and the sun, the Ferris wheel, all these, and even the color, the oranges there is more juicy and the blues, it's kind of got a balance, I would say. So, if you think about play is really like this creative response that we have to different situations that are in the foreground or inside of us, different aspects and perspectives. But it brings play is all about having fun and having humor and being creative and engaging with others in the play or the game and the dance, right? All those juicy things. And rejuvenation, happens when we start playing, whether it's through life or, unfolding different aspects in our environment with work. Play keeps us really from burnout. Burnout often happens when we forget how to play and be creative. It's like our inner artist. We need an outlet. And it puts things in perspective. It doesn't wear us out, like if you're over serious, that can, it's a downplay. So in essence, it's this lighter touch that kind of easily simplifies our human conditioning, where we can start just engaging with life in itself, what that looks like, the game of life, the play of life, just moving us forward, not just with ourselves, but also with others to start, having more laughter, having more joy, having more peace or happiness, I would suggest you take yourself on a personal date just with yourself. Do what you want. Do what makes you feel juicy. Get all dressed up, do those things that light your fire. I know myself, I laugh at myself a lot because actually I'm pretty hilarious and I'm kind of getting over myself, obviously, the whole camera thing compared to like a year ago. It's like, I'm in it. I'm in my skin. But this card is really, it's about us taking a break and going out in nature and playing, having an attitude that's just total, the sun shining, this attitude of life and bursting through, being entertaining, amuse yourself with your own personal humor, your own star grid, have fun, and just really actually regenerate yourself and renew yourself, or do all three. It doesn't really matter. Give yourself a timeout, it's more effective in the long run to give space and time, a pause for that inner peace, that light source. And in the Dagara, we are in this peace thing, so I keep coming back to it. I know I talk about water probably every day, but the world here is really playful, and just allow yourself to be entertained by the world around you, especially nature. Nature is a great habitat to learn how to play. And just don't take yourself or even other people too seriously. Just bring the essence of that balance to your own life and return to your spiritual truths, your own perspective. So we're starting to revitalize ourselves with just fun and refreshing, a new spark to our inner love story, our star grid, just utilizing our own inner creativity, shifting us to a high frequency in those what love is on our inner garden, and everything that we do, so we can do it in our outer garden. And you really want to awaken that inner charm, our inner genius, and watch the play just recalibrate. So this deck is, interestingly enough, it's all about releasing the past, revealing our future, and really just transforming our love life, personal or inner world, outer, day-to-day, whatever that is. But I think shifting our inner love story is one of the aspects to really transforming the outer love story. Some affirmations, I actually have them in the show notes, is I release into the etheric realm all the thoughts and feelings that I no longer subscribe to. Or I am shifting my subscription to a channel that upcycles my journey to my own personal etheric heart. I am loving the skin I am in. That's just, I love that one anyway. But those are just some affirmations to actually get you on your way today. And again, I apologize for jumping on late. So yeah, thanks for holding space and tuning in. I know my show again is late today, but I will see you tomorrow and we can start musing about whatever else comes to my little mind. And hopefully, I have a new fun card for us as well. So, inshallah, Ashe, blessings.